friends. We are on a new vlog. It is Sunday. It's Farmers Market Day. I was so busy chatting with my family this morning that I am now running late. We're going to go to the Larchmont Farmers Market today. There's a lot of different farmers markets around LA. My favorite by far is the Mar Vista one, but I also like Hollywood. I also like Beverly Hills for local, and then I also like Larchmont as well. But today we're going to Larchmont because I want to go into two stores that are over there, so it just makes sense to do that one. Remember the other day I was in Sephora, what I was getting was this from Amika. It's brand new. It's called Soul Struck, and it's the Nourishing Dry Hair Mask. And basically it's like a leave-in conditioner, but instead of having to get your hands all tacky, it comes in an aerosol spray, and the reviews have been really good on it. I as well have been using it for the last 2 days, and I have to say it's pretty amazing. So I'm not going to do everything with you, but what I've been doing is especially putting this into my ends and then running it through my hair. So basically it's giving your hair in between wash days that extra dose of nourishment. You just want to coat your hair, really get into the ends because that's where your hair can get the driest. And then you just run your fingers through, and it gives your hair kind of this slight gloss, if you can see, as well as it's giving it that softness and ensuring you're not getting as much breakage, which I think is wonderful. And by the way, it smells amazing, amazing. So I'm gonna do the other side and then jump into doing hair. I'm gonna do this faster. Oh, you really do. It's easier if you section it, but I just put this in yesterday as well too, so I'm not too worried. What I'm mostly worried about is the ends and getting any type of a breakage and then running it through my bangs. All right, so let's get into doing our makeup. Really, really light today. First thing we're going to do is go in with our Summer Fridays tinted moisturizer. Like to do a light coat of this, as you well know. So we're gonna get this on, and then we will do just a couple of other steps, and then out the door we go. So we're coming in and just taking our foundation brush from Hourglass. Love this brush. And just dabbing it in all over. And just pat, pat, pat that in. Getting it all over. Today's our last day of sunshine. I'm so sad. We had this beautiful heat wave, and it's like 82 degrees today, but now the rain is coming. It's the aftermath of everybody else, I suppose. So we're actually, rain in February is pretty normal to us, but we've got rain coming. Okay. So that's that. Next, we are going in with House Labs. This is my favorite concealer. And because it's just the weekend, I'm not gonna do full concealer. I'm just gonna go in and get into this area under my eyes. But I am gonna do a little lift in the corners and then just take the excess and dab it under my nose and on the tip of my chin where I get the rosacea redness. Westman Atelier Contour Stick in shade Truffle is one of my favorites, especially as the weather gets warmer. I like being able to use this one because it's very easy to apply and it does not take off, during the day. It just stays. So I just do a strip of it and then I blend it in, and I'm lifting up as I'm blending. The other thing I like to do is dab my brush and just go in under my eyes, or sometimes I'll pinch it and just go into the contour, and then any excess I'll run right there. But that's what that looks like. Really pretty glow now. Breezing through, we're gonna go in with some of the Road, and I do mine in Sleepy Girl. I also dab a bit on my eyes, and then we're just gonna take our blush brush and brush it in. I'm going to add a second blush in a second. Actually, I need to deepen this side a little bit. I'm gonna add a second blush in a second, so I don't wanna go too heavy, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. So we're gonna just, before I get in, we're gonna take our foundation brush and smooth everything out, like so. And then for our second cream blush, we're going in with Westman Atelier Couchette. This is such a gorgeous color. It's like a peachy coral color, and it's perfect as the weather gets warmer when you just want that peach lifted look. So I put a little bit on my nose and I run it in a V, and it just really emphasizes the high points of my cheekbones. I also put it on my eyes, and I also dab a little bit on my lips to give it that kissed look. And then I just blend everything in, and then I'm going to take my foundation brush and again, just blend that in. We are going in now with the Chanel Balm. I love using this in the daytime, and we're just going to take it on the very high points. We're going to take it under the arch. I dab a little bit on the tip of my nose, another dot on the bridge, and then another dot here. And then I use my finger to blend it in. And again, gives you that little bit of sun-kissed glow and lift. Really pretty, right? Can you see how it's hitting the light? So pretty. Today is also Super Bowl Sunday, and I know many of you are going to be getting together for festivities, which I think is fantastic. You know, my family on the East Coast is super into it. My brother is diehard Rams fan. My brother-in-law and Florida family, of course, are huge Dolphins fans. But here in LA, most of my friends that have been my circle of friends are all European and Latino. So we're more into European football than American football. I guess I'm the one that sits kind of on the fence. Although I do have one friend, Marco, who is like super into American football, and I love seeing that. Last step, we're going in with this Chanel highlighter, and we're just dabbing it right here on the corner. If you can see that, it just gives the prettiest little pop. And a little more pop there. And that's the eyes done. For lips, we're going in with MAC Whirl. And then we're going to finish this off with Charlotte Tilbury in, this is the Big Lip Plumgasm. This is the one that plumps your lips. And this is in shade Pillow Talk. You're going to see in a moment my lips will start plumping up. Powder is Kosas. I'm so sad because I love this powder. This pink shade just amplifies your facial features. It blurs and reduces your pores, but my lid came off during the week for the first time, which really surprised me, but I still love it. I'm gonna use this. That's it, lovelies. We're gonna take our hair down. This is it, lovelies. I hope you like it. I feel like my hair is just so soft and nourished right now. By the way, my combination of hair products, I can't even believe that 2 weeks ago, my hair was shedding still so much. And now for where I sit today, I barely have any hair shedding, which is incredible. And I can see new growth up here in the root area as it's coming in. It's just amazing to me. I'm so excited with my hair routine right now. So let's do a quick fit check, and then we're gonna head out to the farmer's market. All right, lovelies, quick fit check. I am wearing today this gorgeous embroidered top. Unfortunately, it's from a boutique in Malibu that burned down during the fires, so it is not available anymore. My shorts are Zara. They do fantastic shorts every spring and summer, so be on the lookout. They should be arriving any day, I'm sure. My bag is Loewe. I love, love, love this bag. I know that it had its moment, but funny enough, now it's about to have a moment again this summer. I just have been faithful to it all along. I think it's a gorgeous basket bag. And then my shoes shoes are Donald Pliner. These I have had for many years, so I know for sure they're not available. But this is going to be the summer season of wedges. Now more than any previous year, it's been building up, and we are definitely back into doing cork wedges or wedges of a sort, where it's either a crisscross band or, as you see on this one, a straight one. You're definitely going to see metallics again. The other jewelry I'm wearing is my bracelet finds from Amazon, and I also have this vintage necklace that Samira brought back for me from Egypt one trip many years ago, and then my quartz crystal. Oh, and my perfume choice of the day is the Tom Ford Portofino Neroli. I don't know where my big one is, but I'm so happy I have this little one because I have been wearing this for years. I would say this is my signature scent during spring, summer. So I'm just gonna have to get another big one, and hopefully it's probably over at the house. So this is gonna be my fragrance. We're gonna dab it on, and then we are off to the farmer's market.
Padres. Veo en tus ojos mi vida pasar y se extraña si lo cierro. Y si mañana nos toca no estar, miro al cielo y te veo. Pero ya sé que no voy a olvidar tu perfume de febrero. Cuando la noche me venga a buscar, que me lleve con tu viento. Y si la noche me viene a buscar, que me lleve con tu viento. Vengo a tu lado y mi vida pasa. Ya lo creo, ya lo creo. Y si mañana nos toca no estar, miro al cielo y te veo. Pero ya sé que no voy a olvidar tu perfume de febrero. Cuando la noche me venga a buscar, que me lleve con tu viento.
Hello, lovelies. We are on Thursday. This week has just been flying along. I didn't have much to record the last couple of days. First of all, because it was raining and I didn't go anywhere. And then secondly, it just was dark and dismal and that wasn't motivating. But I will say we are now on Thursday and I'm going to take you on another adventure. Today, we are actually going to get ready and go visit my friend Joan. I don't know that I'll be able to record once I'm actually with her, but she used to split her time between here and New York City, and we met out here, and she is just one of my dearest friends. She is an amazing mentor as well too. She has her own jewelry line called Pave the Way that's very, very well known, and what I love about it most is that the proceeds from it, it's worn by a lot of celebrities and so on, but the proceeds from it go back into different charities, and she is just, as I said, very focused on being philanthropic. She's a rare individual that you don't get to meet very often. So if I get a chance, I will record us together. If not, then I am still taking you on this adventure. She's staying over at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So by the time you see this, she'll already have returned home. But I will take you in there and I'll do a little bit of recording. Meanwhile, though, right now, I also want to record because I was thinking Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And of course, it's all about romance. And when I think about makeup for Valentine's Day, I always think French, Parisian makeup. But this time I thought we would go with a vibe of Parisian pink. And so we're only going to use products that are French-owned brands. And then secondly, we're going to stay in this vibe of really blushing it up. And I'm so excited to share with you this link. So without further ado, let's get underway. I've got my little pink barrettes in. I've got my little ruffle top here. And we're gonna first go in with some foundation. So I'm debating between, so I think it depends because my skin is still kind of pale. So I was thinking between this Dior one or this Dior one, the stick one, to show you the shade of it. It looks like that. Whereas this one's a little bit lighter. So I think we're gonna have to do this, but maybe we'll add a little bit of this as needed. So let's grab a blush brush here, or foundation brush, excuse me. We're gonna take this, shake it up, and go straight in from the decanter. I really like this foundation. It's been around for a long time. It's pretty much iconic. And I think one of the reasons that it performs so well, sorry, I'm switching to this size foundation brush. The reason it performs so well is because it goes on in very thin layers that you can build up. And yet, do you see that coverage, how it instantly gives you coverage? And I don't know what it has in it, but I always feel like my skin is not only my skin, but better, but it also seems to highlight it without having reflective properties in it. It just sits really well. It also does not have SPF, which I prefer because when I'm filming, I don't want that flashback from the SPF. So we're just gonna go in, blend this in, and then I'm not gonna record every single step fully because that will take a long time, but let me get this on and then we're gonna come back with the next step. Next, we need to go in with concealers. I have two from Dior. I have this one, which I use around the eye area, and then I use this one for any additional coverage I need around the chin. So we're gonna do both. In with the lighter shade first, we're going to apply this right into the corner of our eyes. Fortunately, I don't have that much in terms of dark circles, but we'll apply that there. I like to come under the nose too. And you know, I always draw this triangle to give it a little bit of highlight and remove the lines. Although I'll tell you, since I was a little girl, I always had this crease in here. It's not something that came later, but still, who needs to emphasize that? So we're gonna go in now, going in with our brush, and I'm going to dab, dab, dab. And you don't want to drag it because if you're dragging it, you're pulling on your skin, first of all, but secondly, you're more likely for it to settle into the creases. So I always dab and lift. I lift in the corner of the eyes. You can see I'm dabbing, but I'm also lifting. And same here, I'm pushing out, like I'm pushing it in, but I'm pushing it up and out, if you get the sense of that. And I'm gonna put the excess right here on the chin where I get a little bit of redness. This one I don't need too much of. I'm just gonna do the tiniest little dab here to even it out, little dab here in the corners to even out, and then a little bit here. But I also am gonna add one more dab of this up here just to give it an extra highlight boost. And then we're going back in with the concealer brush again. And once again, just pushing in and lifting, removing any redness. The challenge with when you get into products like concealers is it starts making your skin, can you see, it gives this beautiful finish, but I also lose some of the glow effect. Like it's definitely giving more coverage, which is fantastic. But I feel like if you're too heavy-handed, it's not going to be beneficial. It almost ages you in a way, which is why most of the time I like using my skin tint. But of course, you know, when you're going out for fun, you want your makeup to stay put for hours and hours, especially if you're out having cocktails or better yet, out dancing and stuff. Of course you want to have fun. Of course you want your makeup to be long lasting. All right, so we're gonna go in next. Normally I would use a setting spray, but I don't have a setting spray that's French, so we're not gonna do that. Instead, we are gonna go in with our Chanel. I have been using Soleil Tan for, we have hit pan already with this. It's so well loved, but I will tell you, I just really think this is such a fantastic product, especially when you get into spring, summer, where the weather's hotter and you don't want your makeup melting off. This is so fantastic. So I'll pinch this, I take it into my contour, I contour my nose with it. I get into the cheeks and lift. I do my figure 8. It's just an all beautiful, well-rounder and so worth the investment. It will last you a long time. And then as an added layer, we're going in with this one. We're not putting too much, but you can see I'm almost using it as a setting powder in this case to go over the areas that I did with the other. And that way this will not move on me, but it's giving this beautiful bronzed glow, which is perfect for being able to now add in and blush it up. Okay, we're gonna go in with blush. This one's from YSL, Yves Saint Laurent. This is Make Me Blush. It is a beautiful shade. You can see it's not their brightest light pink, it's more the medium rosy pink. And we're gonna dab our blush brush in and then come on to the lower high point of our cheeks because we're gonna go in with a second blush in a moment. So you can see, I'm just pressing this in, not fully blending it out. I am gonna come up to the bridge of my nose and create a slight V. Now we're going in with the second blush from Dior. This one is more what I consider my highlighting brush. It is very well loved. I know it's discolored, but I love this brush so much. So the other one we put in the lower high point. Now we're gonna come up here into the upper high point and add this in for emphasis, and then we'll blend it in. So I'm coming in, pressing it in. I'm also gonna take a little on the nose, come into a V with it, and go back again on it. And I'm coming up around, do you see how I'm bringing it? Around the side of my brow bone and bringing it back down. So it creates this whole lift effect, if you can see that. Back with our foundation brush, and we're just blending this in to seamlessly remove any lines, but you've still got that beautiful layered effect of the blush. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope you can see that. It's a little bit of a gray day, so it's hard for me to see if we've got enough light in here, but I really hope that you're able to see this. So, so pretty. All right, let's go in next with the eyes. For eyes, we are using this beautiful palette from Dior. I love it. It's so romantic. And it's not like in your face pink, like too little girly pink. It's a very sophisticated palette where it's got the shell pink, it has more of the rose pink, and then the offsetting of your champagne, your gold, and your burgundy as you want to emphasize more. So we're first going to go in with this shell pink, and I'm going to sweep this across my eyelid like so. Okay, and then we're going to take our contour brush and we're going to go in with this next shade, the rose shade, and we'll press this into the crease of our eye and then blend it out. So I'm just dabbing and pressing it in. And I'm also going to take this one underneath my eye and connect it. So I'm doing a very thin line, but connecting it all the way up, if you can see. We're going in with this fine tip brush, and I'm going to add some pink underneath the lid as well. And then we're going to connect this and blend it all in. So now we're taking this Polidor blending brush. I don't know if they make this anymore, but it is one of the best blending brushes I've ever had. I really, really like it. And basically you just do circular motions and you're lifting as you're going. And I tend to just add on if I need to. So for instance, I'm gonna take this and add more in here at the corner and almost create a V effect, if you can see that. And then I'm gonna blend, blend, blend it in. And it gives you that beautiful pink. We'll clean it up so we get a nice clean line too. You just basically take a little bit of concealer again, and you're basically going to lift it up at that point where you want some lift. And then we'll go back in. It's all a process. That's the thing about it, is it's a process and you just have to go with it and measure as you're going what you need and keep adding as you need to. So I lifted, now I'm adding back in my blush around it, so I've still got that seamless line. So see how pretty and even that is. Now we are going in with this YSL eyeliner in the Bordeaux color. What I like about this one is that it actually has its own wing angle, if you can see that. It's so perfect, so it takes a lot of the guesswork out for me to get that perfect angle. And then I just use my fingernail if I need to lift it up a little bit. So there we go. But what I don't necessarily love, I love that it's waterproof, I love that it has the angle, but what I struggle with is my actual application process. I'm right with many of you that it gets really tricky for me knowing how to get it on in a way that looks chic instead of a freaking mess. So I think I got it this time. We'll know as soon as I get some mascara on, but I'll clean it up if I need to. Let me know if I did good. This is where we're gonna do a quick cleanup on our eyebrows. I didn't have to add eyebrow pencil, but this is the step where you would do that if you had to. My eyebrows are tinted, so it wasn't necessary. We need to do a quick eyelash curl. Wiggle it in, get right at the root, pinch, and then you're gonna keep pressing a couple of times to really lock in that curl. Voila, perfect curled lashes, and now we're ready for mascara. For our mascara, we're going in with the Lancome Ideal Flutter Lash. This is so beautiful. It gives you such extended lashes. I love the wand on this, and I take it right in at the root, and then I wiggle it in. So we'll go through that together. I find doing 2 coats is best for me. The first coat, I really focus on the roots of my lashes, and then the second coat, I focus on building the actual length. And that way you see, it's almost like I'm stamping my eye with eyeliner as well, because I get in so firmly at the roots of the lashes as well. But you can see, then I come in at my lower lashes. And again, this shade palette of pinks is so pretty. It's just very chic, and yet it keeps you in that beautiful pink family. Very romantic looking eyes, but not too heavy pink, not too girly pink. It just looks really, really sophisticated. This lip liner is absolutely gorgeous. This shade is not available anymore because I bought this several years ago, but I will say, if you're going to invest in Chanel products, which I highly recommend, the first things you'll turn to are going to be their eyeshadow palettes, because they're absolutely exquisite, as well as their lip products. They just do the most beautiful shades, highly pigmented, long lasting. They're just stunning. And this one, although I can't share with you this color because I know they don't make it anymore, you'll see they always do a variation similar to this. And look at the way it just glides on, and it's not going to budge. I know there's other lip liners out there that are the fad, and even I buy into it and I get them. But if you really want to know lip liners that are built to last, it's these from Chanel. Right, for lipstick, we're going in with Violette FR. This one is in the Rosé Latte. And it gives us an orchid pink look. But instead of using a lip gloss, we're going to go in now with, from Dior, this new one, remember that I got, that everybody has been asking me about, in the rose shade. It acts as a gloss, but it's a little more pigmented. So I was thinking this layered should be really pretty. Look at that. I'm so happy with the way that that looks, of combining those 2 shades together with this gorgeous pink liner. And in with this gorgeous highlighter, we're gonna come at the brow bone. We're gonna bring it underneath here, and let's give a little dab there, a little dab there, and a little dab there. Those are my high points that I really like to be able to emphasize. And this balm is just so, so juicy that it looks really pretty. All right, I need to quickly change and get out the door. All right, this is our finished look. Would you try this? Tell me in the comments if you're interested. But this is my Valentine's Day Parisian look. Let me know what you think. Look, I am wearing Khaite jeans, my Khaite boots. These are the Nevada boot, I believe it is. I'm wearing Rebecca Minkoff sweater. My jacket is from Norma Kamali, but unfortunately they don't make it anymore. My handbag is the trapeze bag from Dior, keeping it in that French vibe. And then for perfume, we're gonna do Kilian Paris. This is Rolling in Love, and it is time to go and have a wonderful catch up with my friends. Mwah. Hello, my lovelies. You know the drill. Let's get this makeup off. So I just got back from drinks with my friends, and now I'm in PJ mode. It was great to see them. I'm so sorry, I really didn't film while we were in it's called the Polo Lounge. That's the bar that's in there. But it felt very awkward to be pulling out my camera and filming because honestly, I was there to catch up with my friends. I haven't seen them in a long time, and I didn't want to make the focus about the vlog. I'm sure you can understand, but it was a wonderful catch up. I'm so happy for them and everything that's happening in their lives. And of course, it's really enjoyable for them to be out here visiting. They used to live out here, and I would get to see my friend all the time, but now it's a little bit harder because they're on the other coast. So yeah, we just had a beautiful catch up, and it was amazing and far too short. But they fly out tomorrow. They were only here for 2 days. They fly out tomorrow, and probably the next time I see them, I'll be in New York to visit them. So anyhow, I am gonna get off this makeup. You can see this oil, by the way, this is a Medic 8. It's incredible. It just kind of takes everything off. It just really removes it so fast. So I'm just going to take a damp face cloth, wash this off, and put on my skincare routine, and then relax. Hello, lovelies. We are on Saturday. Melrose Place. Actually, behind me is a Khaite store, and I'm running over there to go and get my bag fixed because the strap came loose on one side. This has happened before. It's not Khaite. Khaite's amazing with the quality of their things, but I think I just got the bum bag where it happens, and I needed the salesperson to show me how to do it. Anyhow, I wanted to show you quick fit check. I am wearing Lululemon, New Balance, Khaite bag, Khaite stores behind me. That's where I'm heading into, and then maybe I'll go grab a coffee or a matcha after.
Las amantes, se escucha un estruendo que viene de adentro. Pobre paloma, ahora lloras mi lamento. Ahora que el árbol ha caído y muerta.
All right, love, semi-success. So, Khaite, I ended up not being able to get it fixed there. They didn't have the tools, so they're having me go to a specialist that's in Beverly Hills. So full circle, I'm gonna go back to Beverly Hills to get it fixed. Funny enough, then I went to Alfred, and I was thinking to get a matcha there, but it was packed. And I don't do lines. I'm sorry, even as you just saw at Community, I didn't do lines in nightclubs. I'm not doing lines for coffee. That is just not me. That's for tourists. So absolutely not doing a line. But in the meantime, my nephew called, and I knew he was out here this weekend because he told me he was coming with the group, but he just called me. I didn't think I was going to see him. I thought he was going to just want to hang out with his friends, but he just called me and wanted to get together. And so I need to hurry back now and change, but I walked quite a distance. So I need to hurry back, change, and then we're all going to go around in Beverly Hills. So I'll show you something later, okay?